This is a review for your algebraic representation unit test. Label each of the following as additive or multiplicative relationship. This is a multiplying. This means y equals 7 times x. So this is a multiplicative. Y equals x minus 7. This is a subtraction, but with subtraction, that it falls in the additive. Number 3. All of Miss Palmer's students stood on a 12-inch stool. So here is the stool. They stood on this to take a class picture. The height of each student on the stool represented by T. So this represents T. So the equation would be T equals H plus 12. Therefore, this is a additive. Number of hours going from here to here. 1 times 9. 2 times 9 is 18. 3 times 9 is 27. So I am multiplying H times 9. So this is a multiplicative. The equation would be 9H equals the total hours. How do I go from 1 to 4, 2 to 5, 3 to 6, I am adding 3 on each one. Adding 3 to each one. 1 plus 3 equals 4. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 3 plus 3 equals 6. 4 plus 3 equals 7. So this is an additive. The equation will be C plus 3, because I'm adding 3 to C to get the total. Number of gallons is my independent. Your X is always your independent. So the numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Your dependent is always your Y. So your X is your independent. Let's do it this way. X is independent. And your Y is your dependent. So my dependent quantities are 6, 12, 18, 21, 24. My independent here this will be my X and my Y. So it would be 15, 18, 21, 24, 27. These are my independent. These are my dependent. So 86 and 25 hundredths 103 and 5/10, 120 and 75/100, 138, 155 and 25/100. Here, again, your X is your independent. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. $100, $200, $300, $400, $500. This is my dependent. Okay, the next page. Complete the statement below. The blank depends on the blank, which is the independent. Well, I know my number of pennies is my independent. Sorry about that. The blank depends on the blank, which is independent. I know my number of pennies is my independent. So let's read this. The change in the volume depends on the number of pennies? Yes. The change in volume depends on the number of pennies. The blank depends on the blank, which is the independent. I know this is my independent, and this is my dependent. So the amount of money after purchase, or the amount of money after purchase, depends on this. This depends on this. Depends on the amount of money before. So the amount of money you have after purchase depends on how much you had before. Okay, this next one. You're going to write it. This is where you're writing the equation. The amount of money Jameson earns is shown in the table below. Write the equation represented. How is this going to this? If you can't see how 4 times something gives you 50, let's go the opposite way. Can 50 go into 4? How about if divide? 50 divided by 4. 50 will go into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down the 0. 4 will go into 10. 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. 10 minus 8 is 2. I'm going to add a decimal, add a 0, bring it down. Will 4 go into 20? 5 times. So I'm multiplying by 12 and 5/10. 12 and 5/10. So this is going to be 12 and 5/10 times H is going to give me D. I am multiplying the H by 12.5 to get the D. So 12 and 5/10 times H equals D. Number 12. The table below shows the number of inches a plant grows each day. Write an equation to represent the relationship. How does 1 go to 0.1, or 1/10? 2 to 2/10, 3 to 3/10, 4 to 4/10, 5 to 5/10. I am multiplying by decimal 1. Decimal 1, 1/10. 2 times 1/10 is 2/10. 3 times 1/10 is 3/10. So I'm going to take decimal 1 times D equals H. The number of feet above ground that a hot air balloon flies is shown below. Write an equation to represent the relationship. 0 to 0, 1 to 250, 2 to 500, 3 to 750, 4 to 1000. So, times 250, does 2 times 250 equal 500? Yes. Does 3 times 250 equal 750? Yes. So I am going to be multiplying by 250. So M times 250 equals A. Another way to write is 250 M equals A. Remember, when they're right next to each other, that means multiply. 250 times M equals A. The cost of going bowling is shown below. Write an equation to represent the relationship. 11 to 16, 21 to 26, 31 to 36. I'm adding 5. 11 plus 5 is 16. 21 plus 5 is 26. 31 plus 5 is 36. So I'm adding 5 to the R plus 5 to get C. Remember, it can also be written C equals R plus 5. Okay, the next section. A moving company is able to move 50 boxes per hour. So we need to fill in the table. This is going to be number of hours, because number of hours is my independent. Total boxes is my dependent. It tells us right here. Remember, x-axis is always your independent. So I have 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. And it's 50 for each hour. So 50 boxes for 1 hour. So if I go 2 hours, it's going to be 2 hours. 50 and 50 will be 100. Another 50 boxes will be 150. 200. 250. How am I going from 50 to 1 to 50? Times 50. 2 to 100. Times 50. Times 50. So I am multiplying by 50. This is my x. This is my y. So my equation is going to be y equals 50x. So 1 hour, well, 0 hours and 0 hours, 0 boxes. 1 hour is 50 boxes. 2 hours is 100 boxes. 3 hours is 150 boxes. 4 hours is 200 boxes. 5 hours is 250 boxes. So let's look. Number of minutes and total miles. So this is going to be minutes, and this is going to be miles. 5 2.5, 10 2.1, 15 to 1.5. I am multiplying by 0.1. I am multiplying by 1/10. Across the bottom you can have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, this is my X, this is my Y. 5, 2.5. 0.5 is 5/10, which is half. 10 is 1/10. 10 is 1, so it's going to be on the 1. 15 is 1.5. 20 is 2. So what are you doing to the X? You're multiplying by 1. Decimal 1/10. So Y equals 1/10. So you are multiplying X by 1/10. And it could be something with minutes or miles, but mainly you need to know that you're multiplying X by 1/10 to get Y. Here they give us the equation, so I know I'm adding 10. So if I have 10 here, 20, 30, 40, 50. This is my X, this is my Y. I am adding 10. Ten plus 10 is 20. 20 plus 10 is 30. 30 plus 10 is 40. 40 plus 10 is 50. 50 plus 10 is 60. So I can 20, 40, 60, 80, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. So 10 would be here. 10 and 20. 20 and 30. 20 and 30. 30 would be right here between the 20 and 40. And it would be 40. So 30 and 40, they match up right here. 50 and 60. So 50 and 60. We didn't do 40. 40 and 50. Please study, review your notes, and review this, and get a parent signature for 5 bonus points. This has to be complete in order to get the bonus points.